What's up, everybody? Welcome back to I Want Entertainment. We are here, the finale of Gamers Paradise 4. It's been the longest season of Gamers Paradise, but we finally have reached the top of the game. Tonight, Sharonica faces off against Peyton. One of them will be crowned the ultimate gamer of season 4 here in our dissolution ending. We'll get to that later on. Drew will explain to you how the dissolution ending will work in detail, but it does start off with a question and answer ceremony conversation the finalists will have with each juror, because not only will the jury have an important decision to make, they each will cast their vote for who they think deserves to be ultimate gamer, but the finalists will also have a decision on which juror will be the one crowning them. It's going to be an exciting night. Sharonica, Peyton, congratulations. Jury, thank you for spending the last 45 days with us. Y'all ate the game. For your time there, you each had a story and part. Without each of you, the season is vastly, vastly different. So thank you so much for committing, playing, and being here tonight with us. Sharonica, as the gamer who entered the final two spots first, you have the decision tonight. Do you want to start off opening speeches, or is Peyton going to start off opening speeches?
I didn't prepare an opening speech, but I guess I'll go first.
All right, so you will have seven. You'll have
I don't
5 minutes.
think I need 7 minutes.
Okay, no, we'll give you 5 minutes for opening speeches and 7 minutes for the conversations with the jurors. So, Sharonica, your time 5 minutes starts now.
Not I'm nervous. Um, First and foremost, thank you all so much because like without you guys trusting me and supporting me and having my back and stuff, I would not be here. Um, I did not get here on my own. I also, you know, got here with the help of mostly everybody here. Um, and I'm known for being a social beast in these games. That's my strength. That's what I rely on. I'm usually not good at comps, but in this game, I surprised myself. I think I surprised production because they know I suck. Um, so being able to win a couple comps and saving myself when I was a glitch and making deals with people to save me and trying to return the favor and all that, like, I made sure I did that. Um, Also, I try to build a connection with everyone since day one, even if it wasn't about, I said, hi, good morning, how was your day, stuff like that. Try to have, a personal level kind of connection with everyone. Um, let's see. Also, I know, you all are aware that I was a part of a 6-person alliance. That alliance was not easy to be a part of, let me tell you. We bumped heads a lot. We had a lot of disagreements. A lot of people was trying to flip and turn on each other and jump off the deep end. And I felt like, I found myself constantly having to talk people into not flipping on each other and sticking together, especially when I realized that the people outside of that at some point didn't want to talk game or socialize with me. So I felt like I had no choice but to work with these people, even though, I'm not someone who really likes being a part of huge alliances. I rely on one-on-one connections, but it was difficult in this game for some reason. For some reason, you know, it was very surface level with some, and with some, they just was not active. I was getting messages every 2, 3 days, you know, but I still tried. And so yeah, I felt like I was the glue with some of the people in that alliance, making sure it didn't fall apart. And there was a moment where I felt like they didn't trust me anymore. So I did make connections out of that and talk game with people outside of that, just in case it didn't work out. I had a plan B. And I tried to downplay how close I was to them at first because I was like denying that there was an alliance. I was like, I don't know those people. They don't talk to me like that, but they did talk to me like that. We did work with each other. Um, and I also, where the hell are my notes? I wrote some notes here, but I can't find it. Give me 1 second. I'm scrolling because I know I wrote some stuff down. This is terrible. But you know what? I'm gonna get everything I'm missing now at the ending speech. I'm gonna let Peyton go ahead because I'm lost in the sauce right now.
Do I just go or production?
Sorry, Peyton. Your time. I was talking off on mute. Your time. Hold on, let me cancel that. All right, your time starts now. Good luck.
Okay, usually I come into finales intoxicated, so I have my water and my wine tonight just in case. But I do want to start by saying I came into this game with a really, really low self-esteem in my personal life because a lot of shit was going on. So I just want to thank you all for like having a fun game and like getting my mind off of like personal stuff. So it was like a very much needed, however long we've been in this game, break. But saying that, it was not an easy game, I don't think, for any of us, with all of the quits and all of the stuff that production had to go through with a lot of people. So it was like kind of hard to get the game up and running, but I can confidently say, being at the end of this game, I'm very happy with how I played this game. If I was in the jury all day today, I was kind of thinking about how I would think if I was in jury, being not myself, and I personally might think that I like rode the coattails of Dina and or Mona. So in this speech and in my questions, I kind of just want to like talk about what I did and like prove that like I played my own individual game just in case that's kind of what some of you guys are thinking. Dina and I made an agreement coming into this game that we would never vote each other out and we would never say we were going to vote each other out. But we would each play our own games. And if one of us made a decision that did not benefit the other one, we would just go with it and talk about it later. But I was an integral part night one of making the Homance Alliance, just because usually I come into games and I see like not very many big personalities, but I knew that me and Dina together were each our own separate big personalities, and together we were like a huge one. So if I felt like if we didn't work with the other big personalities, we were going to go right away. So being on the first one night call, I wanted to work with Mona, I wanted to work with Sharonica, I wanted to work with Ivan, us being like loud people and like we always want our opinion out there. I was like, let's all work together and let's see if this works, because Lord, if it doesn't work, one of us is going early, and I truly wanted to work with those people. So I think all of us were integral parts of making that alliance. And that alliance, I feel like, made a lot of decisions early on in the game. And I also was the one that made that chat. Looking back on it, I know that I said that I didn't, but I did. I did my research and I actually did make it, but I think we were all kind of an integral part of making it. Whatever. Anyways, I'm sure the homance will come up a lot more, so like I'll kind of move on that. But let's see, I made some notes. Last season, I did not really look at the voting chart much, and this season I kind of wanted to change that a little bit. Most everyone that had threes on me coming into the game went early on, and I made sure of that. I made sure to vote those people out every single time that I could. So the only people that really had threes on me coming into like the mid game, end game, was Ivan. And I made sure that he went home when he needed to go home, sadly. I did end up voting Ivan with Mona to get him to be a nominee. And then I did have some sway with Dina on. Dina did not want to send Ivan home initially. We got on a call and I kind of like talked her through some things. But I kind of made sure that each thing Dina and I disagreed on, I kind of like let her be the brunt of thinking that she made the decision to everyone, so she could get the heat and I could sit back and do nothing, and kind of just like let her take all the heat for it. But a lot of the decisions we made, we did not agree on right away. We had to sit down and talk about it. And if I had not swayed her into doing a few things, Mona would have gone a long time ago. Because she was not down for the homance right away. I had to talk her into being down and out with the homance because that's what I wanted to do. And I had to talk her down several times from doing that. When I told a lot of you that we don't see eye to eye and we don't play the same game, that was not a lie because we don't. My whole game was wanting to ride and die with a showmance, but Dina kept on kind of like going in there, like making some hedges with some people. So the round before Alan went home, I was an integral part of making the kidney stone alliance, I think it was called, because I randomly was sick in the hospital with kidney stones. Was a funny alliance, I think. I had about 60% trust in that alliance. I personally wanted that made because I did not know if Sharonica and Mona and LJ and Ivan were gonna continue to trust me and Dina because there was some divide that round. So I really wanted like a backup thing just in case. My true allegiances were to the homelands, but I really did enjoy Alan and Erica for sure, and Zach and Derek. Like I just wish we would have something else would have happened, but you were just never in my forefront, sadly. But I just wanted to make those connections just in case people kind of wanted to axe out me and Dina because of some of the decisions that were happening. And then lovely time for Alan to be on the block right after that because I was one of the only swing votes that round. And that was kind of, I think, the very first time that I separated myself from Dina. Dina did not want Alan to go home at all. That was the very first time that I solely made that decision on my own, separating myself from Dina. But I just kind of want to ensure that the decisions and things that happened were not a coattail or a coattail shifting thing or whatever. It was all me. I played this game the way that I wanted to play it. I'm very happy with it. Accepting any questions. But yeah.
Thank you, Peyton. So we did not determine an order. I just guys want to do this most logistically. Is there any juror here who is on a time constraint and would prefer to go first in case that, they have other commitments? Otherwise, I will select in the order I think is going to be juicy. All right, let's start this off with Rissa.
Why do you think it's gonna be juicy starting with me? Like I don't. Okay, let's just go into
I
it.
think
Let's
I
just
think you would set the tone really well. You got this. Okay, so wait, real quick. I didn't
really
even
like
7 minutes
okay.
on.
Okay, so coming into this, I was gonna I'm gonna be honest, I was gonna be petty and just already say I was gonna vote for Peyton, but I'm up in the air at this point. I want to know I have the same question for both of y'all. I want to know what was the biggest move y'all made and what was the biggest move y'all regret. So whoever wants to go first, it's up to y'all.
You said what was the biggest move and
Biggest
what
move.
was the move that we regret?
Yes.
The biggest regret was giving 10 points to Emma and Hunter, thinking it was about to save me off the block. I would say that's my biggest regret. And the biggest move, see, I don't know what y'all definition of biggest moves
But the biggest
are.
move to you, like just to
I
you,
mean,
yeah, you can only determine your biggest move. Like, you know what I mean? Not to us. What do you think was your biggest move that you made? Like you were like, I was proud of that move. Like I did I was I did really good with that move.
I had a lot of, what I thought was moves that benefited me in my game. They weren't like moves that changed anything in the game, like made any crazy effect or influence anyone to go home. I mean, I would say it had a little bit to do with Ivan going home, not directly but indirectly. I did tell Mona about how Ivan was feeling, and I didn't think she was gonna take him out or like plan, because from my understanding, that was Mona's plan. I'm just hearing that it was Peyton's plan, but um, whatever. I did say, hey, he's feeling uncomfortable about the alliance. He doesn't trust it, but he's not against us. I knew it was gonna rub people the wrong way and possibly want, make people want to get him out. But, I made sure that I said I wasn't taking him out and that I didn't think he was coming for us. So whatever they wanted to do with that information was on them. But I did want to stick with the alliance during that time, and I did feel like Ivan was a little bit of a liability for my social game, um, because he wanted to go against something that I wanted to work with. That's one thing. Again, giving Hunter the coins, the alliance didn't know about that. That was my own move, thinking that he could save me since we already had a prior connection. Didn't work. There was a moment where we did the circuit for the second time. I was trying to work with Zach and Derek outside of the alliance, and I sent coins to Zach so that he didn't end up last and be in the bottom again, because I wanted to work with them on the side, but you know it caught, like, Derek still ended up going, but it made me and Zach closer. He ended up giving me coins at the end, which helped me get here. It also it built trust. Let's see. I sacrificed my social game by agreeing to something I didn't want to do, which was to save you and Brian. Um, that wasn't a move, but that was something that affected me, and I had to go do a lot of damage control and get people in the alliance to fuck with me after that. And yes, I did it by throwing Ivan under the bus, like, hey, it was his idea, not mine, because it was his idea. But I agreed to it at the end of the day. We couldn't have made that idea with just one person. Like, we both had to agree on it. And I did, even though I didn't want to. Um, Let me see. I made little intricate moves, like
2.5 minutes left for your turn, Riss.
Oh, okay. Then Peyton, thank you, Sharonica. Thank you for your input.
Sorry, I was typing.
Firstly,
No, you're good.
Firstly, I want to say that it was not my sole decision for the Ivan thing. Mona and I talked about it together. But anyways, I think my biggest move, I don't want to hit dead horses, but I will. It wasn't. I was an integral part of Ivan going home. I did sit on call with Dina. Other than that, I think it was huge for me to vote Alan the round that I voted him, just because I think had he been in jury with Eric, or the jury portion of the game with Erica, I think the game would have been completely different. He had Dina and I clocked rounds before I voted him out. He had our game clocked to a T. So keeping him in the game would have been scary for me, because I know that he would have been after Dina, if not both of us. I think the biggest regret, the biggest one that sticks out to me right away, is not having the time to call Dina when she was making the decision to send Mona home, because I personally, that's another round that we did not agree. So if I had time to, I think, sit and speak, we didn't have a lot of time to do that. I don't know what would have happened. But other than that, I think another regret's probably, the only other one that sticks out is not really sticking up for the relationship I had with Pasha early on in the game. We had a pre-game connection because we just played 2 games together prior to this. So I think I would have had blind loyalty there, but then again, it would have been relying on something outside the game, which I don't really vibe with anyways, but that would be the only other one.
Okay.
I wanted to mention one more thing. The end,
Okay.
where I got
30
everybody to give me their
seconds.
points. When I got everybody to give me their points, that was also a move, a big move. So
That was huge. Mm-hmm.
That
Thank
that
y'all.
started
Good
out
luck
my
to both
idea
of
though.
y'all. Good luck to both of y'all.
All right, thank you so much, Rissa. Let me get my stopwatch, my timer ready. Okay, second juror up. Let's hear from LJ. You're muted.
As soon as I set my drink down, I said, "Watch Sandy pick me." I really came in not even thinking about any questions. Honestly, I was thinking about it a while ago as I was getting ready. Because I played with both of you throughout the game, so I feel like we shared many decisions, like as far as strategic wise. So I just want to know, like, was there anybody specifically outside of our group that you had to solely rely on, and can you go in depth of how you utilize this person to further your game to now sit in the final two? And for both of you, that's it.
Peyton, we'll start with you on this one.
You're asking who we relied on outside of Homance?
Right.
Okay, I think the biggest person outside of Homance, I hate to say, was probably Alan before I sent him home. But before, like, Alan was someone that I connected with like day 1 or 2. Like, we talked all the time, all day, every day. I don't know if you all did or not too, but I truly did feel like we had a great game connection and personal connection. Like, he knows things about my life, I know things about his life. It was a great connection. I think after that, if you're asking about like jury portions of the game, honestly, had I not ever started, or had Rissa and I not started talking a little bit more jury wise, like, I don't know what really would have happened. We kind of came to the agreement that we both had 0 on each other, so like, let's kind of have each other's backs as much as possible. And other than that, I mean, my relationship with Zach and Derek was great. I think it was a little bit more personal, I think, just because we did know each other prior to. Our games never really lined up as much as I don't think any of our personal relationships would have wanted. But I think biggest would be Alan, and then jury portion, Rissa.
oh, it's my turn. I want to say it was Erica first, then Derek, then it was both of them, and then jury portion it became Zach.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I had to ask. I don't even know.
We good? All right. Thank you very much, LJ. Let's take it over to Ivan.
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
My mind is not made up on who I'm gonna vote for amongst both of you. I heard a lot of my name from both of his mouths. It's flattering, very flattering, I would say. But I did think the Allen move was my idea, but okay. I think my question for both of you would be, what self-decision did you guys make that was outside of the OMAS? And why should I vote for both of you?
I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes. I don't know if Peyton you want to.
I started the last one, but it's up to you.
I feel like I mentioned this already. You know, I just, when I was on the block, I try to make deals with people outside of Homance, like, hey, you got me, I got you. Um, I try to help other people. I gave points throughout this game too. I gave points to Mona, to Zach, to LJ, even though it was just 1 point, but I gave points out. Those are personal beneficial moves that I figured will come back to me later, like good karma or something. Again, let me see. Uh with the LJ going home on that last round, it was supposed to be Peyton that went home, but 3 minutes or something before the live, I started hearing Brian might have more points than me, all this crazy stuff. And I was like, if this fails and I don't get all the points and Brian still happens to be the one that wins the final two spot, I'm gonna end up going against Dina in the gauntlet and Brian come like whoever's in there like coming after me. So when Brian won initially, I was like, well, it's a good thing that I didn't vote out Peyton because number one, I needed Peyton's extra votes that he got at the end of the level. I don't think I would have gotten that if he would have went home. Um and number two, had he went home, Dina wouldn't have trusted me. It would have been really crazy for me at the end. Like as much as I wanted to keep LJ, I knew it was best for my game to vote against him. And so, I lied to Zach and was like, Zach, Brian's voting for LJ, so we gotta vote for LJ, and then we ended up voting LJ. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I also didn't want to fight with Mona for the vote because I felt like it would have been hard for her to vote between me and you, and I felt like she was gonna give it to you if I went to the end with you. Um,
Three
so I don't
minutes
know.
and
I got it was a
35
little
seconds
crazy,
left, Ivan.
but
Okay,
yeah,
Peyton, I want to
Ivan, you
listen.
should vote for me because I love you. Oh, and you also gave me your points too. Thank you so much. I didn't get to say thank you. Um, And, I
Yeah,
felt like I was
sure.
loyal for the most part, even though the little bit of tea I gave Mona affected your game a little bit. It probably didn't. She probably already was plotting and that just added wood to the fire. I don't know,
Three
but
minutes left.
I'm done.
Peyton, what about you?
Hi. I think I don't know how I feel about the end game being. I feel like we were on a call and Dina and I talked about this shortly after that call, but we had a call in game, and it was just this known fact that Brian was going to have more points than all of us. Like it was a known fact, and I was like, "What if we all just pull?" It was me, Sharonica, Zach, and Dina, and I was like, "What if we pulled all of our points in this group? We would probably have more." Dina hated that I did that, by the way. She was like, I never would have pulled in points, da 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 da. We should have just went into the gauntlet and fought our asses off. But I don't think points ever would have been pulled had I not have spoken about that. Plus, I kind of came up with a plan to ensure that me, Sharonica, and Zach got to the end, and I kind of just like threw Dina out into the water. I like at the end game, I really like put my full trust in the relationships I had built. And I was on the like part of that plan was a huge there was a huge way I could have gone home. And that's like a huge thing is trusting the connections that you built so late in the game that one split decision could have sent me home. But that was my plan was to have me and LJ on the block and to really test the loyalty I had with Sharonica. And that was all my decision. Dina was furious with me. And I was fine. Originally, the plan was to give me the points. And then Sharonica was like, I think I should have the points because you're better at comps. And I was like, Sharonica, I trust you, girl. Like, I'm going to put all my trust in you. Like, I will sit on the block for you. And I sat on the block for my final two that I had made. Like, once Mona Lisa went home, I knew that I needed to snatch up Sharonica. And if we made a final two, I knew that we were going to be loyal to each other, or at least could hope as much as possible. because I knew that there was no possible way that Dina and I could sit at the end together. It was impossible. So I made my final two with Sharonica, and here we are. Had that not have happened, I'm not sure what this end game would be.
Well, both of you do not make strong connections, and I think both of you try to keep that connection strong as much as possible. Although I didn't like hearing my name from both of his mouths, Sharonica, it was disappointing to learn you're training under the bus. I think you're the only duo that did that, but good luck to both of you. Irrespective of who wins, good luck to both of you. And Peyton, I'm proud of how you've improved your game from last season to this season. And Sharonica, you made the gauntlet twice. That's impressive. So good luck to both of you.
Thank you, Ivan.
With 15 seconds to spare. Fantastic. Thank you, Ivan. Let's move it on. We haven't heard from Derek in a while. Derek, welcome to the finale. The floor is yours. Let's press cancel. 7 minutes starts now.
Hello, 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 and big congrats to both of you. Obviously, you both made it here. You both look amazing. I am super proud of both of you, and I think you both are deserving of the win tonight. My first question for both of you, was there any move that you might have wanted to make but just never had the ability to? If you could have chose how this game went from start to finish, is there one thing you would have liked to have done that you weren't able to do? Let's start with Sharonica.
I wanted to get Brian out for like the last 3-4 rounds. That's a move that I wish I would have been able to do. I think that's the only move. Like at some point, honestly, everybody who try to come for me, because a lot of people try to come for me in this game. You know, it was Emma and Hunter. God don't like ugly, so they left. Then it was Brian and Rissa. You know, I really tried and tried and tried to work with them. For some odd reason, they didn't want to work with me. I stopped extending myself. Them motherfuckers got mad because, I was throwing disadvantages during comps and decided to put me up. I got out of that motherfucker. And the LJ was coming for me at some point, and we were able to make up and work with each other. I mean, 2 weeks later, but it happened. So, what was the question? I feel like I got off topic.
You answered it. Thank you.
I did, right?
Thank
I
you.
felt like I was answering it. All
no
right.
worries. No worries. Okay, Peyton, what about you?
I don't want this to come off the wrong way at all. So if it does, just be like, Peyton, shut the fuck up. But to be honest, everything that I wanted to happen in this game really happened. I made it almost to the end without ever being a glitch. My voting, my voting chart was pretty on par with who went home each round. I was the last duo standing. I was able to, my duo went home, who was perceived to be the stronger duo. I was in a swing vote spot multiple times in the game, and I can confidently say that each decision that I did make, I'm happy with. I think that if there was one improvement that I could have made, I think that it would have been looking at the leaderboard a little bit more closer, so I wouldn't have had to come up with this huge sporadic thing at the end to make sure that someone I wanted to be at Final 2 was in Final 2. So I think that not sporadically spending the points that I did each level for no reason, I think really bit me towards the end. If what happened wouldn't have happened. Because there was levels early on where I spent 25, 30 points in a level when I never really needed to. I just did it because I had 80 points at one time. So I was like, oh, let me spin this. Let me spin till I was going to the fucking Gucci store. I was like, oh, here you go. I was just kind of sporadically spinning the shit, and I didn't need to do that. But other than that, I'm pretty much everything I wanted to happen really happened, and yeah.
Okay. So I also just kind of want to touch on obviously the Homance Alliance, the Day One Alliance that you were both a part of. Obviously, you both are here, so you did do things correctly, you did things right, and props to both of you. But it's as a juror, it's a little bit frustrating being on the other side of that. It was a very obvious alliance. I knew within the first 2 to 3 rounds that y'all were shacking up together. And that's, y'all were doing what was best for you. I respect that. So, follow-up question to that specifically, and I'm just looking for a yes or no answer from both of you. Despite being in that 6-person alliance, do you feel that you gave other people outside of that alliance a chance? Do you believe that you gave them a chance to prosper, play, despite not being in that alliance with them? And I'm just looking for yes or no, no explanation. Peyton, we can start with you.
Is it like every single person, or like?
No, just people in general, and that could be one person, that could be 2 people. Do you feel like you gave other people outside of that group a chance?
I do personally, yeah.
Okay, and then Sharonica.
I do too. I mean, saving Brian and Rissa, that was something against the alliance, when Zach was on the block with Brian, I think everybody wanted Zach out, if I'm not mistaken. And I was about to turn on the alliance and save Brian that round. Unfortunately, Erica, I think, went home or something and it didn't happen. But I was about to go against the alliance and, to help the people that I was trying to work with outside of it. So, yeah.
What were you saying, Peyton?
Since she explained.
I know. I did say no explanation needed, but
no, I just feel like the relationship that I had with Erica, I hate the way that it happened because I wanted to work with her so integrally, and Alan, I just thought was an issue. But I did keep that line of communication open, and I just wanted to make sure that I did give Erica the time after Alan went home to kind of marinate and say and really realize that it was not a direct blow against her. Plus, my relationship with you, Derek, like that was not something that was like fake or anything. Like I truly was like here and had your back. Like had you been you were never on the block for me to vote for, like it would be a game-changing thing for you to stay. It was never in that position. Had it been in that position, I would have been able to prove that, but there was just never a time when I could prove it with a vote. So
I gotcha. Well, thank you both for that. Good luck to you both tonight. I'm still up in the air. But obviously I look forward to hearing anything else that you both might have to offer to the other jurors, and good luck.
Thank you so much, Derek. Let me take it from me sound like Drew. Let's kick it over to Brian.
Well, yes, the baddest bitch. Clearly. So I just, was listening, really putting my ears on after my nap because, a bitch loves to sleep. Damn, the conspiring against Miss Brick. Like, okay. Like, we don't want him in the end. Fuck you, LJ. Really should have listened to me. Well, yes. But, can't sit in the path now because y'all bitches are sitting in the final 2 seats. So my question is, I love to talk about me, so we're gonna ask a question about me. And it's gonna be to both of you the same question. Compared to each other, how well do you think you would have fared against me in this finals? Well, yes.
I don't think I would have fared well against you. I felt like you have a talk game out of this world. Comp-wise, you did way better than me. I don't know what the jury respects, how many competitions you won, your connection with the person, I don't know what they're looking at. So I didn't pick you because I knew you had a great chance at beating me. Like, I hope you take it as a compliment.
My turn.
Okay, yes. Well, yes, Peter.
I truly, when you, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say, like, production can attest to this after the game, but when you got to the end, like when it was announced that you had the leaderboard points, I literally typed in my confession. I was like, we all just like, got eaten up. Like we all just lost the game. Truly, like, I told, like, during my plea for Sharonica to save, to take me, I said that, like, you were an underdog and you, like, proved, like, why you deserve to be in this game and, like, why you're a attorney and, like, why you're, like, such a good player, because, like, you weren't in the majority alliances. You always, like, had these connections. And I think to be up against someone who would in a final two, someone that was in like an integral alliance and like had protection the whole game versus someone who had to literally fight tooth and nail every single round. And I would have voted for you. So it would have been a tough sell. I'm confident in the game that I played. I think I could have stood my own, I think, for sure. But I'm not going to say it would have been a clean sweep either way, but I'm confident in explaining my game against either one of you. But yeah, it would have been a battle for sure. I think it's a battle I had like either way it was fun. So, but I think you would have had a good plea.
I agree.
Now I have one more question, and it's for Sharonica because I'm a little bitter, and that's not bitter with you, but it's bitter with that bitch LJ. How did you get LJ to give you? How did you get LJ to transfer all, not fucking 2 or 3, not half, but every single point?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was gonna vote out Peyton. I was. And then in that last hour, I was like, I can't. I'd rather piss off one person than 2 people because I felt like Dina and Peyton would have went to the jury and not vote for me. LJ would have went. It would have just been him mad. Maybe Mona, but mainly, it was one person mad rather than 2 in the jury against me. Plus, I made a deal with Dina to take Peyton with me, and I even swore on God.
Girl, you can believe in God.
I believe in a higher power, okay?
Please. Okay,
But you gotta ask LJ because I don't know what exactly made him do it.
God, I swear his decision
I
either
think
way.
our relationship prior, I trusted Sharonica, and I feel like I had no other choice. This was me putting my game out there, and I felt like I had no other choice. I mean, I could have just gave her a few points, but I was still going to go out. It was her decision, so why wouldn't I just go for the jugular and I was risking my game. I was on the block any damn way, so what the fuck?
Dad,
It
you
also
hate
does, it also
Right.
does prove
Ryan, you know I love you.
it also does prove a further point though. LJ was, when you brought up that at the elimination, when you were like, how'd you get everyone to give you your point, Sharonica? LJ was shocked. Like his face was told it all. I knew absolutely everything that was happening because of
No, he knew too. I told him. that you guys gave me your points.
Oh, you right away?
Yeah, he knew
Oh, well, that's
everything.
good.
The
You
whole
fucking, you
plan.
deserve an Oscar, bitch.
Yeah.
I didn't lie to him about it.
Y'all had me gooped at the final 6. Well,
Girl,
shit.
I was goofed because I was like, how the fuck did LJ not know about this?
He did. He just thought I was voting you out. That's the only thing.
You got 2 minutes, Bri. Do you have anything else?
No, I think that both of you played really well. Do I think me and Mona would look better in those final 2 seats? Well, yes. Well, yeah, something along those lines. Well, yeah. But y'all are there, I guess. So happy for y'all in some sense. I'll have to see what other people say tonight, and then I'll really lock it in. But I think you both did great. Both shady as fuck, but love that for y'all. Love that for y'all. And good luck.
Hey, don't be mad at the player, be mad at the game.
Oh, I sure the
Don't
fuck
let
am
the
mad at the
game play
game.
you.
Well, yes, sure am mad at the game. Well, yes. But yeah, good luck.
Thank you so much, Brian. Always make me laugh. Jesus, you're funny. Okay, we got Zach, Erica, Dina, Mona. Let's kick it off to Mona.
Yum, you girl.
I gotta get another glass of wine for this one.
I can't do anything with these nails, child. Like literally. First I want to say congratulations. You guys totally deserve it. I always am an advocate for, like, even if I hate you, I love you. If you make it to the final 2, you deserve to be there, and no one can discredit that or discredit your game, no matter what. I'm also super happy that the fucking 2 people from the homeland or actually the 4 core, are at the final 2 because that to me rarely ever happens. Usually it's like one person I want to be there and then the other person I can't stand. So it's like hard that like 2 people who I adore and like respect are at the fucking final 2. And I just want to say for like the entire jury, like someone earlier mentioned something about like, oh, you were in like a majority alliance the whole game. And it was kind of in a way where like it discredits your game. But honestly, the fact that you were the first one to like strike while the iron was hot and like start playing the game from day one and like make that alliance, cultivate it, stay in it, and maneuver even when like things were going awry. That's almost harder to do than just like playing from the bottom as well or playing from the other side because you're you're putting yourself in the limelight to be a target. And I feel like you guys both maneuvered that very well. So I don't want anyone to discredit that from your gameplay. For me personally, like I don't make my decisions based off of like I always pick whoever fucking plays the best game. And I do have emotional connections to both of you, and it's going to be a difficult decision. You guys pretty much answered my questions throughout the thing. My thing for Sharonica was about like the LJ vote, and then just like my other thing is just like you were saying, oh, I would vote me out and let Mona stay. Like, was that gameplay, or were you actually like meaning that? Because I felt like in the end, it feels like no matter what, I was going home, and it was kind of like I don't feel like Peyton, you tried enough. Like you said, you didn't really try to commit. So I'm just like trying to figure out like where that the reality of that situation is. And also, I really want y'all to fight and like dig and like let's have a bloodbath here. Because you guys both, I said it earlier on the round table. I was like, Sharonica played the hood game of like Peyton's suburban game, but they played the same game, just like from different walks of life. And I feel like that shouldn't go unnoticed. But I really do want y'all to like dig deep and like really not come for each other, but like let's have a battle. Like let's, snatch the crown. That's all I'm saying. So that's my question was in there somewhere.
So you wanted to know if when I told Dina to vote me out, if that was gameplay? No, I was serious. I told her to vote me out and keep you. But once y'all started arguing and shit, she hit me up one last time, like right in the last few seconds, and she was like, "Do you really want me to vote you out and keep Mona?" I said, "If you don't want to, don't keep her. At this point, if you want to vote her out, vote her out." And that was like the last thing I said to her, and she did. She voted you out. Um, because I didn't want her to save you, to kick me out and save you, and not really, you know what I mean? I wanted her to do. It was her power. I didn't want her to do what I wanted to do if she felt like it didn't benefit her, if that makes any sense. So I was just like, do what you want to do.
3 minutes left.
At that point.
Hey,
That round was probably the most difficult round for me. Like, obviously, you know that I love the fuck out of you. And Dina did message me. We were like messaging back and forth during that time, obviously. And she just like said something along the lines of like, this is what I want to do, and I feel like that you've trumped the decisions that we've made from like the beginning of the game to now, and I feel like this is just something that I want to make. Like this is like I feel like this in my gut, this is what needs to happen. And bitch, it is no lie that you are a force and you were like one of the biggest sets to win this game. So did I kind of just like let it slide a little bit? Like, yes, I did, because I knew that it was gonna be really fucking hard to beat you in the end. So and Dina, we've been friends for almost 10 years, and like I respect whether or not I agree with her, I respect the way that she feels in the moment. And if that's 100% she really felt like that's the decision she needed to make, I need to back her there. Not at least let her do it. Like not maybe not like back her, but if that's the decision she wanted to make, girl, make it. If you were like a floater and someone that I was like, oh, I can sit next to her in the end and like da da da, it would have been a little bit different. But like, it's no tea, no shade, no lie. Like you were a threat to win this game, so it made it a little bit like easier for me to just like let her do it because obviously you were going to trump all of us in the end. So, but yeah, I don't know if that
thank
answers.
you. No, it did. I just wanted before my time's up. I want to say make a positive thing for both of you. Sharonica, I feel like you were a social mastermind. Like you do what I try to do in games. So, and I think I'm pretty good at it. So, kudos to you, bitch, because you ate that the fuck up, and nobody can take that away from you. Whether you win or lose today, you were the queen of the chessboard in this game. Period. So, Peyton, I just want to say you. I don't think you played. You played the game letting people think that you were the goat and being carried by Dina, but you weren't being the goat and being carried by Dina. So that in itself deserves acknowledgement, and that deserves um credit, because to be able to do that and like flawlessly get away with it and get to the end and then be like, I did that on
You
purpose,
got 30 seconds.
shouldn't be Sandy always cut me off. No, it shouldn't be gone unnoticed. And congratulations, and may the best person win.
Thank you. Love you.
Thank you very much, Mona Lisa. We are going to now kick it off to Miss Dina. The floor is yours. 7 minutes on the clock.
I did decide to come in. I respect everyone that's here, and thank you for playing this game with me. Had a great time meeting everyone. I love all of you. Nothing bad to say. And I'm very excited for the final two that's here. I was Willin and Dylan. Something I just want to highlight that I've noticed. Sharonica, I'm coming with a bias. Cut my ass. It's gonna happen. But this is where I'm just gonna lay in. Peyton had somebody who was willing to go out of this game so that he could succeed. Sharonica was willing to do it for another player. I think that kind of highlights just the level. I was fucking duped, Peyton, this entire time to hear kind of that you were using me a little bit. Like I have an abrasive personality. I'm gonna give you credit, but I'm kind of mad at you. It kind of fucking sucks a little bit, but that's okay. I can't help my personality, and you're smart. You've known me for 10 years. You know how I play. I know how you play. I'm gonna start with Sharonica. We're gonna try and limit just so I get both of you in. So this final round, I hear this thing with the coins and this and everything that happened. And yes, you were given the coins. From what I'm hearing, that it was actually Peyton and I. It was my idea to create a group with Zach so that I could secure those points that you needed to win, that anyone needed to get for those with Peyton backing. You were already saying your goodbyes. I'm out. Everything that you could, and Peyton apparently through this damn challenge to make sure that you would be there and give the points, and made a final two with you, knowing that I would go out to jury giving you the points. Like this, I'm like, I'm kind of feeling baffled right now. I feel like an idiot. Like I told everyone I didn't look at the board properly. I thought we still had the voting chart, and like I could really sit there with Peyton in the end, and he's over here realizing that's not the case, playing behind my back, making sure he has someone that's going to take him final two because we can't be there together. I didn't do that, but it's kind of brilliant play. And he did it with the right person. He did it making sure that it was you, because I don't know if Zach would have taken it or Brian. He felt his best bet was you. It's just beautiful. My question is, what would you have done had this not happened? Had you not had us playing into the cards of this is how Peyton wants this round to go, Dina wants this to go, me coming up with the idea, you saying I'm quitting, like I'm done, like all this stuff that happened for you, what would you have done had this not been laid out by Peyton and I? Who would have taken you? What was the plan if you were in actual gauntlet? Let's put it that way.
I want to say about a week before all that happened, me and Peyton were on a call, and he was crying, and he was like, Sharonica, like, this is like the day we created the core four. He was like, Sharonica, I really want to go to the end with you. Like, please don't fuck me over, backstab me, da 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 da. He actually made that final two before Mona even left. With me. So yeah, I guess
Brilliant.
he was already in his mind, felt like I was the only other person besides you he can trust. So when Mona left, to be honest with you, Mona was my final two. Backup plan was Peyton. Backup plan was Zach, but I will say if Zach would have made it out that gauntlet to the end with Peyton, I might have cut Peyton and cut Zach. I think because it would have been best for my game to keep Zach over Payne. I probably would have sniped him there. So he's lucky he came with Brian and not Zach.
Jury fucking loves Zach. I did read the comments. I'm just gonna put that there. I think we were all a little bit wrong. They love Zach. They do. And
Yep.
Zach, you're very lovable. You played a very different game. So we're not
Mhm.
gonna shit on
Three
Zach.
and a half minutes on the
Okay.
clock.
Good. I'll go ahead and address Peyton. I'm gonna address you and just say, well, Veronica, I want to give you love. I'm so happy to have met you, and I wish you the best of luck. I meant what I said when we made that deal. I was willing to go out for pay. I don't know if I would still make that fucking deal, knowing this shit now. You're a little snaky bitch, but I was willing to make that deal because I love Peyton, and I agreed to play this game with Peyton. I didn't know anything about it, so when I knew that I couldn't be there with him, I was like, where can I make this happen? This is where I can make it happen. He had already clocked it before I did. Fuck it, whatever. Okay, Peyton, my question for you is, can you identify one person you felt was your biggest threat in this game, and what you did to either get that person out or get them on your side so that it was not because you can't sit here and play. Everyone was Ivan. There's so many damn threats on this. Riz, I was threatened by all of you. So there's got to be one person you can identify, and why that wasn't Sharonica. I'm actually, who that was, what you did to either, maybe it was Sharonica, you looped her in, whatever it was. I just want to hear the one person that was your biggest threat you felt to win this game and what you did to either work with them or get them out or whatever.
I hate to say I hate to say it because honestly,
Oh, no?
girl, the biggest divide for me in this game was you. I'm so like
Come on, you.
I love you to death, like, and and I would not have played this game with you if I didn't think our friendship would survive if we decided to go in different directions. But there was multiple times in the game when we did not agree. And that's just no tea, no shade, and we don't play the same way, and that's why just like I'm trying to nail it in the top end that like we don't think or play the same way. But on the end game, I know I touched on it a little bit, but my initial plan with Sharonica was for me to get the points, for me to go to final two, so that either Zach and Sharonica or Brian and Sharonica could cut you, so I wouldn't have to be there to vote. Because it's not a lie to say I would never have personally voted you out. Like that was one line I was never going to cross. But my initial plan was for me to get the points to go to the end, and then have them cut you. But when Sharonica was like, I suck at comps, and I was like, oh shit, you're kind of right. Like that is kind of true. So I trusted the relationship that I had built with Sharonica, and I decided to take the gamble on that, and it worked. But I mean, I don't know if that's a cop out really answer, but like honestly, it's not a lie. Like you played an almost flawless game up until somehow you didn't win a comp. What's wrong with you? But yeah, no, you were. But also, it doesn't go to say that if we wouldn't have been, if I would have been partnered with someone else, the game would have been completely different. So I'm very happy that you were here with me. I'm happy that we were the last duo standing, but you did get in the
We
way.
killed that part.
1 minute.
You got into the way a little bit, girl. Just but I love you.
Well, yeah, we couldn't be there together. You suck, but I love you. And I do think I've worked with you very, very, very closely, even though we did not agree. And I did often value and think that you had wiser thinking than I did. I act emotionally. I took Mona out emotionally. If I would have done what was being asked, Veronica wouldn't be here. And she was volunteering. I'm just going to put that out here. She just wouldn't be here. I love you. But had I done what you had asked in this game and not played what Peyton and I wanted, you wouldn't be there. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. I still wish you well. You might very well win. This jury, we're also open. Cut my ass because it's just out of loyalty. Even though this bitch wasn't loyal to me, cut my ass. That's okay. You don't have to cut me first, but cut me. Much love. I wish you both the best of luck. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you very much, Dina. I'm gonna kick it off to the queen of the lounge, the one, the only, Erica. The floor is yours. 7 minutes.
Oh my God. Okay. First of all, congratulations to both Sharonica and Peyton. Gamers Paradise. I've played this bitch twice and it's hard. It's the hardest org I think I've ever played, both times. And this time was harder than the first. Holy, just the format and the cast both, you both were you were not in for an easy ride. You were not. It was hard. So I want to give the biggest congratulations to both of you. This was wild, and you both did what none of us apparently could do. So congrats to that. I just want to give you both your flowers. And I don't, oh my God, I started this like, I don't know what I'm going to ask, blah, blah, blah. But now I don't know. I could ask the first thing that I asked in my season 1, but I don't want to. That's boring. Let's go with, someone had a juicy question that I feel like was not fully addressed. Someone among us, and I agree, I will say, I will request it for myself, not for anyone else. I would like to see a bloodbath. I would really like to see you both differentiate for your games from each other. What would you say is the edge that you have over your opponent? Why should the jury vote for you in particular? What is it that gives you that je ne sais quoi? That why are you the it girl of season 4? Tell me everything.
Yeah, I can go first. The biggest thing that comes to mind for me is the whole game. I was never really worried about being a glitch. Like I was confident in my comp abilities. I was confident in my social like connections. There's been multiple rounds that Sharonica probably would have went home if she was a glitch, and she even has said that multiple times. And a lot of rounds, Sharonica did say like, "I'm scared I'm gonna go home if I'm a glitch. I'm scared if I'm gonna go home if I'm a glitch." Like it was like a pounded in thing. I was never really worried because I just like I don't play like being worried ever. Like maybe I would have at home. I don't know. But a couple of the early game rounds that me and Dina saved her and Ivan, they could have gone home very easily, very well. People had clocked the alliance from 2 or 3. Had one of us been on the block early on, they probably would have went home. So I think that's the biggest differentiation between us, and the jury could appreciate either one. Like they're both very respectable strategies, but I was never really worried about going home being a glitch. Like I was confident in my connections. But I think that's the biggest thing. And I think that I was a swing vote multiple times in a row leading up to the jury phase. And either way I made a decision, it was going to heavily impact the game, like with Ivan, with Mona. Like had we like agreed to do something else, like I kind of set my game up pre-lounge to like be able to have Dina in the forefront, but then right as lounge hits, I'm put as one of the only people voting, and like my vote mattered almost the most because I had the highest points on Alan when he went home. So
Yeah, I don't want to cut you off, but I do want to kick it over to Sharonica if that is all right with you. I appreciate your answer. Love it. Slay. Okay, Sharonica, let's hear from you.
I can't speak for Peyton's game because I don't, even though we were working together, I don't know what he did outside of the alliance and stuff like that. In the alliance, he just agreed with whatever everybody else was doing. And so I kind of did too, but there was moments where I was like, no, I'm not doing that. This is what I'm doing, you know? Like he said, I was on the block a lot. So I had to kiss a lot of ass. I had to try to make deals with people, you know, I had to fight to like stay here. And yes, they saved me a couple times, but there was times where they couldn't save me and I had to go outside of the box and figure something out, even if it meant giving a disadvantage to Zach and Rissa. So I could win a corruptor, save myself. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I had to fight more than he did to be here. I had to socialize a little bit harder. I had to, you know, I don't know, put in a little bit more work, put the heat on other people, you know, stuff like that to be able to stay. Um,
I hear you. I love it. Beautiful answer. You guys both did amazing. Since I still have like 2 minutes left on the clock and my cat is here and she wants to know, I will repeat my same question from season 1. And that is when you get to the end game and it's dicey and there's people you've burned on the jury, it can be a little scary to face everyone. Is there anyone you feel like you want to maybe like apologize to or clear the air with? Is there anything that hasn't been said yet that you feel just doesn't speak right or sit right with you that you want to speak on. And no is a valid answer, and I'm not talking about me. Like I'm not fishing for an apology or an explanation, and no is a valid answer if you feel you don't owe one to anyone. That's I think probably everyone has like 45
Well,
seconds to
yeah, I
answer.
would like to apologize to LJ for not taking him. Again, I thought it was best for my game. I apologize for Ivan as well. Um Telling Mona some of the things he was telling me about her, that was a little messy. Um I did have low key intentions of wanting to separate myself from Ivan and working with the alliance, knowing that he wanted to work against it. And I thought, Mona, I was real close to Mona, so when he had a problem with Mona, it was a problem with me. And so I felt the need to tell her what was going on. Later in the game, I regretted doing that because I realized Ivan was right, and I was like, I should have listened to Ivan. I should have kept Ivan. Not about Mona, but about other things he was concerned about.
We only
Um,
have a few seconds left. Could I
Yeah,
kick it over
30
to
seconds.
Peyton?
Um,
Sorry.
the biggest, I, it's hard because it's hard to argue your game when you know that like it was elevated by some people. Like that round, Alan went home and never would have happened had Ivan and I not agreed to it happening. So like I don't want Ivan, I don't want you to think that like I'm taking credit for everything, but like I was like an integral part that I did. So like I'm just trying to argue my case, but like you were a huge part of that as well. So I don't want you to think that I'm taking anything away from you. And then I think Zach, apology or not, but like I think there was a couple of rounds like when you were on the block, especially when you were up with Brian, that I kind of like I don't I don't know like how to really explain it, but like I kind of just like teeter-tottered with you, and like as like a friend, like it was a little bit like I should have just been like straight on like this is what I'm doing. But I truly didn't know exactly what I was doing. But I
I
wanted to be as
also
open and
got
honest
one
as
more thing to
possible.
say if I
No,
got time.
we don't have time for that question.
Okay.
I was letting Peyton finish.
I'm
Peyton,
sorry.
you know, Peyton, you can finish, and then Erica, if you just wanted to wrap up, that'd be
Okay,
cool.
perfect.
So
No,
yeah.
I don't have anything to say. I
I
apologize
just
for
want to
hanging
finish
on.
with Zach really quick because
Mhm.
that was like something that weighed a little bit on me just because I am close friends with Zach outside the game, and I don't want you to think that I just like used you or anything in that round. I truly didn't know what I was doing because I could see both sides of both people going home, and I wanted to be as open as possible with you about like I was thinking about sending you home, but that was a huge yeah integral part of the game, and I just wanted to be open and honest. And I even was with Derek too about like I truly don't know what the fuck to do because it could go either way. So if I made you feel expendable in that moment, because that's exactly how I would have felt, but I apologize if that's how you felt.
Any last words, Erica?
No, sorry. Sorry I snuck into. I don't know what I was
No,
doing.
I know. I actually love the fact that we're keeping up with tradition. That's why I had to hear the answers, because, like, who knows? If you come back a third time, make jury, we'll just keep it up, okay? So have that second question on deck. 3 years from now. Don't worry, it's not anytime soon. But yes, thank you very much, Erica. And the last and final juror, you know exactly who you are. Save the best for last. Zach, the floor is yours. 7 minutes on the clock.
Okay, so congratulations to both of you. You guys are both amazing. Obviously, Peyton, I've known you for years. Sharonica, this was my first time meeting you, and I adore the both of you to the moon and back. I do want to just touch on a couple things real quick before I get to my question. Peyton, you had mentioned something about wanting to get the points to you at final six. Before that group chat was created, Sharonica and I were actually on a call when Dina messaged us about creating it. And the plan was I was going to get points from Brian, Sharonica was going to get points from LJ, and then we were going to hopefully not need yours. And then Dina messaged us about this group chat, and we were like, oh, we're going to get their points. And the original plan was they were going to go to me. And then Sharonica, I didn't give my points to Sharonica to the last 5 minutes because I didn't trust Sharonica to not give them back to you. And so but she fucking strong armed me. She got the points and the vote going her way, which fucked me up both ways, but props to you, babe. But so a lot of this game, I survived on the block 6 times. A lot of this game did not go my way. And so I want to know from you guys what in this game did not go your way, and how did you mitigate that and keep up with the damage control of that. And Peyton, we'll start with you.
I did know she was on that call, actually. She told me. But I think just before I touch on that, I think that just speaks to my relationship with Sharonica. I was never worried. And whether she was going to cut me or not, I decided to put all my eggs in that basket and it ended up working. So I'm happy that it happened that way. Something that didn't go my way, I think probably would be the round that Mona went home, I guess, because I didn't technically want it to happen right then and there. I just hate to hit a dead horse because there's really nothing else to really speak on about it. But like, Dina was a great partner. We hindered each other in certain ways, and that's the only other thing that I can say. Like, there wasn't really anything that, looking back on the game, that I can say that if I would have done, or if something else would have went in my direction, it would have changed the outcome for me personally, because I played a pretty on par game up until I was like a glitch 3 times at the end in the gauntlet. So
3 times must have been hard.
yeah, sorry, love you, but that's how I played last season. Last season I was like glitched like 6 times in a row, so I just like did not want to play the same game as last time. So that was the biggest thing in my mind.
Over to you, Sharonica. What you got?
You say the question was what didn't go my way?
What didn't go your way? How did you damage control?
The week that LJ was coming for me hard, I tried to campaign and see where the numbers was at to get him out. Everybody loved him. They were like, nope, not right now. And then I was like, well, then I gotta work with him, because if I can't get him out, I gotta work with him. So I kept trying to work with him. And plus Mona was also like wanting him there, but not. It was really weird. And I was like, she doesn't want him out. So if my final two at this point doesn't want him out, nobody else wants him out, I gotta try to work with him. That's one thing. Again, trying to get Brian out those last couple rounds didn't go my way. I actually wanted Rissa to stay. The round that she went. It's just
When she was
unfortunate
against
that she
me?
was on the block. I'm sorry.
When she was against me, Sharonica?
Well, that's why she went home, because she was against you. But I actually didn't want either one of you guys to leave. But it was just unfortunate. Um, but what else was it? Something that didn't go my way. I think that was it. Honestly, is trying to get LJ and Brian out at some point. It wasn't working. Brian was winning shit. LJ had good connections with people. Nobody wanted to take him out. I think those were the two things that I had to give up on.
Say one other thing. I just remembered one other thing.
That's fine. I think I got like 2.5 minutes left. Go for it.
Another thing was Rissa, when we went on call, the one call we had the whole game, Slay Queen, the moment. I did tell you that I would speak to Dina. I did. I literally did. That's the one thing that the one huge thing that I did fight for in my duo-ship, she ended up not doing. So that was the one thing that I could not convince Dina to do, was save you. I did try. We did call. I did try to get her to do it. Just because I needed your 0 in the game with me. Like, you had no voting power to vote me out. That's the only time Dina did not do what I wanted, was because I wanted you to stay. And I don't know if there's a vendetta or something against you with her. I don't know. But it never lined up. And that was the one thing.
Period. Okay. Cool. Well, that is all I have. I wish you guys best of luck in your closing speeches. And I'll pass it back to Sandy.
Thank you so much, Zach. Okay. Thank you, Loungers, for a wonderful way to end this season. Really enjoyed seeing and hearing y'all. I'm sure the finalists appreciate y'all showing up. So From the bottom of our hearts, thank you. I honestly forgot who started and opened the speeches.
I think Sharonica started.
Okay, so Sharonica started, so you will start Peyton here.
Oh, were we supposed to ask them questions? I haven't just messaged that. I don't.
No, okay, honestly, because nobody actually really did during. I don't mind. Is that something y'all want to do? Do you have any questions for the
Jaden,
jurors at all? We can, before we get to closing speeches, we can, do a couple minutes of that. If not,
I don't. Do you have anything, Sharonica?
I'm sorry. I'm screaming at my kids. What was the question?
no, I want to, before we get to the closing speeches, because obviously a lot of the jurors' time. Sorry, that's Zach's timer. A lot of the jurors' time was obviously getting their questions out the way. I'm not gonna give you all too much of an opportunity here, but did you have like a specific question you wanted to ask a juror that could help you before we enter into the knockout round?
Um,
I don't think I do.
Brian and Rissa, why did you guys, I felt like you guys was avoiding talking game with me or talking to me in general. It was very like surface level for a while, and it seemed like y'all only spoke to me when y'all needed my vote for something. Like, at first I thought you guys were inactive, and then I'm hearing throughout the game that you're having calls and conversations with people. So I just felt like y'all just didn't want to fuck with me. Like, did Hunter, because in my mind it was like Hunter and Emma influenced you guys from the beginning. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no. We wanted to work with you because we were always talking to Ivan. So I was thinking that you didn't want to work with us because we were literally the only people we called was Ivan. Literally, right, Brian? That was the only time and LJ. Other than
Well,
that, I didn't call anybody. I wanted to work with you. Brian had other that was him. I wanted to work with you.
well,
That's why I was surprised when you didn't keep me because we were talking. Like I know we weren't talking that much, but we were talking. I thought we had this agreement that like we were on the same like we were at the bottom. So like I was kind of
Yeah.
like I was literally
um,
trying to work with you. And when Brian kept doing what he was doing, like kind of going after you, I was like, Brian's messing this up for me because I was actually trying to
well,
work with you.
I
um,
understand that because that's kind of what I was going through with Ivan.
um,
But Zach, I had a stronger connection with Zach. That's what it was. Go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
um, this, I, I'm not gonna say that I didn't, like, I was ignoring you. Um, I will say that, from the beginning, uh, so sorry, Rissa. Obviously, you knew a little bit, but I didn't like. I obviously didn't tell you every conversation I had. But me and Derek, like, baby, we were clocking shit on call together, like at the beginning of the game, and it's so unfortunate. Like, Derek had to go up against my number one. But so I was just like scared that if I like told if I talked to you that I have a really, really big mouth. So like I feel like if I were to talk to you, I would have like spilled some things that I didn't want to spill. And so I wasn't like avoiding you per se, but I didn't know how much I could really trust you. Cause like the only people that I really like called with like that were Derek and Zach. And then, I called once with Erica before she decided to fucking walk from the game. That queen, that mother. I called once with her. But yeah, I trusted you to an extent, but like I didn't trust myself to keep information that I had from you because I didn't want to say anything and you like tell the rest of your alliance that I knew like you had. But no, it was nothing against
That's fair.
you. I like barely talked to Peyton either. Um, I didn't I didn't talk to Mona until like the end portion of the game. I also didn't really talk to LJ until like the end portion of the game. It was really only I talked to Derek. I Stop talking to Zach after we kept getting put up with each other. Ivan was blowing me up. I did ignore Ivan just a little bit, but King. But yeah, no, my social game was not good, baby. It was not the tea. It was not the tea. So
Nah,
you were not the
I
only person I
agree.
didn't talk
Well,
to.
why did
Shut up.
you forgive Mona when y'all
Shut
was
up.
beefing?
No,
You
it's
should
okay. We
forgive
can.
me.
No, it's all right. These sound more like reunion questions, or unless these questions are actually going to help you determine who to knock out, because we can save some of this for the reunion. I'm just making sure. I don't want to feel anyone feel stifled, but can't get into every game move. We're okay. Okay, let's wrap it up with final speeches, closing arguments. Sum up your game, finalists. You've been playing this for 46 days. This is your last opportunity before they lock in their final debugs. So Peyton, the floor is yours.
Okay. I just want to say from day one, I really played the game. I was the very first, or Dina and I were the very first CPU. We made the decision to save someone in our alliance, and I felt like that exposed the alliance right away, and we were able to keep that alliance through pretty much the whole game, which was great. I really did play my ass off from day one, and I feel like I was able to minimize my threat level by pushing it onto my partner and having her take the brunt of the force. I know how Gina plays. I knew this handpicking her as a partner. And I honestly, I'm happy with the game that I played. I don't have really any regrets other than, the minimal things that we spoke about here. But I made decisions at the end of the day to benefit me and my alliance. And I feel like I was an integral part of the alliance sticking together a lot of the times. There was a lot of times I could have strayed away from that. There was a lot of times a lot of us could have strayed away from that. But I still feel like I tried my best to connect with the people outside of that alliance as well. All of the connections that I did make outside of the alliance were genuine. I do love you, Erica and Derek and Zach. Brian and Rissa, I didn't get the chance to really know you guys personally. And that really just came from you guys both having zero on me and you guys being a duo. So that was kind of two people that I could keep at arm's distance if anything ever were to happen. Um, I'm sure you guys are lovely people. Rissa, you slay. Brian, you make me laugh. But it was kind of like intentional there as well, just because you guys did have zero on me. I played this game to the best of my ability. I'm happy with how I played. I don't want to hit any dead horses here. But yeah, I'm happy with the end game that I played, and I'm happy that I stuck to my guns on trusting Sharonica to bring me here, even though I could have easily went home. I think Sharonica and I both were kind of vocal forces, but we did play the game in very different and very, very different ways. So I don't think that there's a wrong decision to make here. I think we're both going to have maybe some struggles on who to cut here because I'm not really sure what to do right now because I've never had to do this before, as of I don't think Sharonica has either. Um, so yeah, and I never said that I would. I think Dina and I are the only, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, but I'm pretty sure we're the only duo that never publicly said that we would cut our own duo, even though I was doing a lot of things behind the scenes to push the heat on Dina and she didn't even know about it. But I would never have voted her out. I know a lot of other duos said, "Oh, I'll cut my duo at this stage." And that was never a thing. And we ended up being the final duo standing, which I think is great. My stats, I think I survived 4 debugs. I won 3 CPUs and 1 corruptor. And I was never really on the block until I was forced to be on the block. And the first 2 times I was on the block, I was not at a threat of going home because either someone had 0 on me or Dina was the one voting. So I was never really at risk of actually going home until Sharonica made the final decision. So in my mind, I was kind of glitchless the whole game. So I'm gonna take that with me because I'm a little bit biased. But yeah, I'm happy with the game that I played. I'm very equally as happy for Sharonica. So I'm ready to see who wins. And congratulations to us both, sweetheart. Thank you for being loyal to me, and good luck to you.
Thank you, Peyton. Sharonica, 5 minutes.
Okay. So I jotted down a few things. I feel like again, my social game is what got me here. Everybody trusted me with their game. I think everybody trusted me in general. Um, I felt like I had options. I could have stayed with the alliance, flipped. I could have did all kind of damage in this game with the information that people were giving me. Also, I don't feel like I stepped on anybody's toes, because like the only person I could say I stepped on their toes during comps was like Brian and Rissa, specifically Brian. But everybody else, like I tried to, I think essentially I was playing like a middle. And, when it came down to voting and doing things, like I tried my best to not expose like everybody I was working with. Um, which you gotta have skill for because that's not easy. I purposely threw some comps, especially like the safety chain one, because I knew there was a few people expecting me to save them, and I knew I could only save one, and that would have been messy for my social game. So it caused me to get up on the block, unfortunately, because I didn't blow that card hard enough on purpose, I will say. And like I said, I felt like everyone trusted me within the alliance, outside the alliance. I didn't give people reasons to not trust me or, you know, try to do anything to me. Again, I didn't always stick to the plan with the alliance. I formed my own things outside of it. Um, like the round that I threw my vote on Dina and LJ, like I didn't want to piss anybody off. I thought that was strategic to do, because I didn't think they was gonna get votes or go home, be affected by it. And I played the game as honest as possible. I don't think I lied to anyone until LJ, at the end. Um, Also, I had to fight my ass off on that block. I had to fight to get off of it. That's another thing. Um, I never felt safe. Every time, knowing that people knew about the alliance, knowing how close I was to the people that were beefing with each other, like I always felt like I was gonna go if I hit that block, you know, by collateral damage or something. And so I was always plotting and trying to think ahead and having a plan A, B, C, D in case something fails. The only thing I will say changed a lot was like who I wanted to go home each round. Like I'll be like, oh, this person gotta go, and then this person's coming for me. So now, oh, I need to work with this person to get that person out now. And then it's like, that kind of thing happened throughout the game. But everything fell in place. There were people that the alliance wanted and people outside the alliance wanted out that, worked in my favor because we had mutual interests. And so I don't know if I covered everything, but I feel like I covered everything. I didn't feel comfortable. The people I was working with was beefing all the time with each other, with other people. I felt like I had to do damage control, not only for myself, but the people I was working with, or try to act like I'm not fucking with them just to get further. So things like that. Again, I'm so sorry, Rissa. I really wanted to work with you. Brian coming from me that one round really made me feel like y'all both didn't want to work with me. And, that was bad judgment on my end. Um, but again, I would have saved you. You were sitting next to anybody else, but it was Zach and I had a connection with him already. I even promised Derek to take care of him after you left. So
30 seconds
I was
left.
trying to stay true to that. I felt like I was loyal for the most part. I don't think I betrayed anyone directly or, you know, intentionally. But that's it. I don't got nothing else to say. I respect y'all decision. I do. But I'm happy with the game that I played.
Thank you very much, Sharonica. Thank you very much, Peyton. At this point in the finale, we head over. The power is in the jury's hands for the last time before we head over and give you the final say. Loungers, at this point, you can head over to your Discord RAM units. You're gonna type in the name you're gonna type in the name of the person you want to crown as the ultimate gamer, the winner of season 4 and this experience.
Love you, baby. Sharonica.
Love you too. Good luck.
I love my mom, Erica. Yes, you, Erica. Don't look shocked.
Oh, she look good tonight.
Period. She
We
does.
call her Momica around these parts.
Well, yes.
Both Sharonica and Erica look good tonight. Ooh.
Thank
Oh my
you.
God,
You
Rissa,
look good as
stop. You're making me
always.
blush.
They eating the
Stop.
girls up in this call. Like, for real.
Ate you up with
No,
these, girl.
we need to get Dina and Mona on camera and really have like a Spice Girls, like,
Are we live right now?
it'll be their moment.
Are we
Yes.
live on Facebook? Oh, I
Oh,
was about to
sorry. Are
come on.
we not supposed to be talking
No,
right now?
no,
Shit.
no, you're fine. I was about to come on with a Jabba the Hutt face. Never mind. You were like, yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, sorry.
Not Jabba the Hutt.
I just didn't know if we were on Facebook. We don't need everybody to see that. Y'all already see it. Y'all see my face daily.
My roommate's
While everyone is voting, let me just say it's fucking over, y'all.
I
my
know.
roommate is so mad.
All
at me.
the stress, like shake it off.
Thank
Like,
God.
I know when y'all hit jury, the stress left, but now Paige and Veronica shake the stress off. It's over.
God.
This shit is intense.
It is.
Yeah. I wish I didn't have to vote for any of you though.
Aw, T, I get it. I wish I didn't have to vote for anyone either. I wish I was sitting there.
Could have got more points, Brian.
I know.
I love you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should have given me them points, Dina. Listening to Peyton and shit.
Yeah, I'm an idiot sometimes, okay?
Well, yes.
Veronica, I cannot believe you thought I was against you, and I threw that competition to you. That one when it was me, you, and Zach. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Zach. I love
really?
you so much, but I told you I threw
Oh,
it to you.
4 rounds in to go, oh, I'm not winning this.
Guys,
I
we're supposed to talk
didn't
about this at the
even.
reunion. Are we supposed
Yeah,
to talk
let's
about
wait for the reunion, guys.
Okay, we'll wait,
Sorry.
but yes,
Sorry.
Did
I
everyone-
threw that to you, and I even
Erica,
said
you
I
promised
told you
us.
I was like I threw it to you.
For this reunion,
Girl,
I'm going in bed and I'm gonna be propped up on my pillow like this.
I thought you
Alright,
were saying you
hey,
wasn't
thank
coming for
you
me.
for
I was
everybody.
not.
Oh my god, this is stressful. I can't do that.
Drew is just getting the votes and stuff gathered. They are all locked.
I'm gonna cut people that voted for me. I
Sealed.
can feel it right now.
And yeah, save the juicy stuff for the reunion, but you guys can hang tight. When Drew pops on, just take that as a sign of let me mute up so he can take the floor.
I can't wait to see his face. Oh my God. It's been
Eric-
where has he been?
Erica, is your things in personal life doing better? I haven't talked to you since, obviously.
We'll talk about off live if you want to too. I just
I'm all right. I'm good. Yeah.
yeah, okay. Happy to hear. I don't think any of us liked how, you had to leave the game. We were actually all very sad about it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it either. I didn't like it either. But I love everyone here. I have no beef or hard feelings toward anyone. At least when I left, it was no like unresolved yuckiness. Like I felt good
I'm
with
glad we
everyone.
got
I
to
was
talk
rooting for
before you
everyone.
left.
Oh, Mona and I
Girl,
still hate
was
each other.
sad. Girl, I
Ugh.
was sad. We just started talking and then you decided to leave. I was like,
I know. I'm sorry.
She
I have to give you a shout out when I left. I was like, Rissa, I'm sorry. We just met
I
2
was
days
like,
ago.
we just started talking. I'm
But
like,
not me being in the
she's so
club, not
sweet.
knowing what's happening, like dancing to it, you're like crying, and I had no idea what was going on.
Wait, I didn't get to do this. How do I change a Zoom name? I finally got his name from Mona and I wanted one all game. Remember? How do I change my Zoom name? Somebody help.
What do you
I have no idea.
Oh,
It's doable. That's all I can say. I don't remember.
On
I've
your
had to do it
phone?
before
Zach,
too.
you do it a lot. How do I change my name? I was
So
waiting for this all game. Oh no,
I don't know if I don't know what it looks like on the
for the
phone, but
reunion.
like on the
Oh.
computer, there's 3 little dots, and maybe it's a host power, but there's like the rename
Oh, you
option.
Can
can
y'all
click
call me
Go
fake
part
bitch,
two.
please?
So there's 3 dots.
Is that
So
what
you're
it
on your
was, Mona?
phone.
Fake bitch?
You're on your phone.
Yeah.
I don't know how to
Somebody
do it
that
on
knows
your
how to
phone.
change. All I wanted all game was the name for Mona, and I meant it.
I think my favorite name is Schmooze iPhone. I think that really like takes
No,
the
I
Every
cake
think
for
time,
my
me.
like it
favorite.
just auto sets to that.
Like I
No.
love a good schmooze iPhone.
You
Like it's
know,
not
you
What's that mean?
it's
know.
not even a Derek's iPhone, like it's schmooze.
Well, you know.
Well, yeah.
If you know, you know.
I'm
Yo,
still trying to
yeah.
figure out, Zach, where did Miss Piggy come from? Like, where did all that come from? I'm trying to figure out where did that even come from.
Okay.
we'll talk about the reunion, girl, I'm sure.
Okay,
Mine
okay,
is
because I
bottom
need to
feeder.
know.
I'm
'Cause I
sorry,
need to
but mine is
know.
bottom feeder. Mine is bottom feeder. That's my favorite name throughout the game. Bottom feeder.
Girl, I want to take Jen's
Fake bitch
name.
and
Shrewd,
stepchild. I'm done.
shoes. Dude, I don't even know what the fuck that word
Oh my
means.
fucking god. One of my favorite quotes from this season was, "You called her shrewd or nude or whatever the fuck you called her." And it lives rent free in my head. It's better than several means 7. It's better than that. You called her shrewd or nude or whatever the fuck.
Who said that? Who said that?
Thank you, LJ.
I'll tell you at the reunion.
Okay, I want to know a lot of things at the
It
reunion.
was on a public. It was public when it happened.
I mean, I think everyone wants to know who Derek is always typing to every Zoom as well. Derek, who are you always typing to? We want to know.
Literally, you're talking. Derek
Fucking
always like,
read me.
yeah, sure.
Well, you know, I
Zach,
have to make sure
perk
my
up.
chart is being updated. I have to make sure, I'm
chart.
sending Zach my thoughts.
Please.
Mainly the chart.
Sure.
That chart gagged me so much.
Oh,
I'm
he's
gonna say this right here. I still don't. I was wondering how the votes was going. I didn't realize how the votes was going until you put that chart up.
I'm screaming.
Every time when Brian was like, "Oh, the vote was like 1.5," I'm like, "Where does the 0.5 coming from? Like, who has this power?" I'm thinking in my head. I didn't realize it was an actual chart until you made the chart, like condensed it. I was like,
girl.
"Oh,
And you're
Gagged.
welcome.
thank you so much." Seriously, that chart saved my
Also,
life.
thank
Yeah.
I
Thank
I
you.
didn't understand it either. And then they sent these charts, and I finally understand. It's like, thank you. I had to put in zero work to comprehend any.
We'll say this
I
at the
didn't get asked
reunion,
to
but
have it.
Derek, that chart was the nail in the coffin for you with me.
Oh, I'm
I was like, girl, he got it all figured out. Like, let me get him. Like,
I
I
mean,
tried to
at the
tell
end of
Derek,
the
I was like,
day,
act like you don't know what the fuck you're doing, because
I had the same information that everybody else had. I just made it a little bit more user friendly as we were
Right.
9 people at that point.
Thank you for that. I referred to it for the.
oh, I
Of
used
course.
it.
Oh yeah,
Hello,
me
gamers.
too. That was everything.
You said hello,
Hello,
gamers.
Drew.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
that's-
it's
oh,
him, the
that's
man
my-
of the
oh.
hour.
Oh, that's my baby Drew. Well, yes.
Second.
He did not like that.
No, it is high. Congratulations, Sharonica and Peyton. You did what 22 others couldn't. Thank you, loungers, for an amazing season and round table. But we are far from over. All of the loungers are here. So, Sharonica, you need to decide. Each of you are going to be striking out 4 people. You're going to take turns. Do you want to strike someone off the lounge first or second? If you go second, just remember you will strike the final person, leaving the last one.
I mean, I'll go second because it just doesn't make any sense. Either
Okay,
way.
perfect. Peyton, who are you going to strike off the lounge first?
I think just because I love you to death, honey bunny, I am gonna take a Mona off.
Okay. So Peyton has struck Mona from the lounge. Mona had casted her vote for Sharonica to win. So that has been struck out. Sharonica, who would you like to strike out?
I'm gonna strike out Brian.
Okay. Sharonica has struck out Brian. Brian had voted for Sharonica to win. So you have struck
Oh,
one of your own out. Peyton, you are up.
this is like Jeopardy.
We each strike 4 people.
Yes, you'll each get to do 3 more.
Just trying to feel my gut here. I just feel like if Brian voted you, Rissa probably did too. So I don't know. I'm gonna. I'm gonna strike Ivan.
Okay. Peyton has struck Ivan. Ivan casted a vote for Sharonica to win. Okay, Sharonica, who are you striking out?
Dina.
Darn it.
Dina has cast her vote for Peyton to win. So that was struck out. Peyton.
Girl, I don't fucking know. um,
Oh,
Your options left are LJ, Zach, Derek, Erica, and Rissa.
can you type it in the thing?
I feel like you probably got all their votes at this point.
I'll type it through.
I don't know. I feel like I turned them off with my joystick.
That's all who's left.
Jay, Zach, Derek, Erica, Rissa. Sorry, I just don't know where Zach is. I don't think. I'll cut Zach.
Okay. Zach has cast his debug for Sharonica. So Sharonica, you need to pick one of the 4 that Sandy just posted.
Mm. Oh no. Um, I'm gonna do. I'm so scared. I don't know. Um, I'm gonna do. Can we just put it on the wheel?
Nope,
Nope, you have to
right.
pick someone.
Um, fuck. This is stressful. I hate this.
I'll need an
I
answer.
wonder if LJ is holding on to a grudge here.
Girl, I think you got all the votes.
I'm gonna do Erica because I don't know where she's at.
Okay.
Oh no.
Erica cast her vote for Sharonica to win. So that's
Oh
Girl,
another
you got them
strike
all.
of your own.
no.
Peyton, this is your final knockoff, either LJ, Derek, or Rissa.
I feel like it doesn't matter, girl. I think you got them all. um, LJ, I just don't know.
I will need an answer.
At least I just need a one person. Derek.
Okay. Derek cast his vote for Sharonica to win. Sharonica, this is the last strike. You either can strike out LJ, giving Rissa the soul debug, or you can strike out Rissa, giving LJ the soul debug. Who would you like to strike out?
I don't think it matters, Chica.
I don't know.
I will need
I'm gonna
an
take out. Oh no, Rissa. I'll take out Rissa.
Taking out Rissa.
Oh, oh my
Rissa
god.
cast her vote for Sharonica to win.
Girl, you got them all.
So that means LJ, you have the sole debug to crown our ultimate gamer.
Oh god.
Congrats, boo.
The
No, I think I
ultimate
lost. I
gamer.
don't know.
The ultimate gamer of Gamers Paradise season 4
Girl, you won.
is
Even...
Congratulations, Sharonica. You are our ultimate gamer. You walked away with 8 of the 9 loungers debugs, and you are the ultimate gamer. You played one hell of a game, Sharonica, from start to finish. You were actually playing the game from day 1 all the way to day 45. You constantly had your hands in everybody's cookie jar. You constantly were making deals to keep yourself safe. You pushed the blame on other people, even though it was your moves. You did everything it takes to be an ultimate gamer, and you proved that tonight to the loungers. Congratulations, Sharonica, on being our first female winner, or not first, sorry, our first POC female winner and our first POC winner of Gamers Paradise. So congratulations,
Thank
Sharonica.
you. I love you
Peyton,
guys. You guys are awesome.
Peyton, you have nothing to be ashamed of.
I'm
You
not.
played a very good, like you made moves, but you made others like appear bigger threats than you. You hid behind the big threats and got rid of them when they needed to go. You know how much I adore you from after how floppy you did last season to coming all the way back and making it to the final two, you should keep your head held high because you played one hell of a game as well. You know I adore and love you, and congratulations to both of you. You both killed it. I'll kick it over to Sandy.
We'll start with Peyton. It's kind of funny that your number one from last season, Brea, made it to the final two by surviving the gauntlet, and you followed in her footsteps by surviving the gauntlet. And like, no tea, no shade, but surviving the gauntlet is fucking hard as fuck to do. You did it. You ate down in that ping pong challenge, and I guess I could just be candid. Like, you, I know it may appear that Dino was, I don't know, the brains of the operation, but like, you mitigated your threat level, and I know Dina knows this too. You mitigated your threat level better than she could, because I remember earlier in the season, me and her were talking about how we have that same issue in the game, but you guys were the powerhouse duo, and you were the one who was able to mitigate your threat level to where you were never a glitch until almost everybody became a glitch at the end, right? Like, other than that last Marina level, you ate down. And I can like, going unnominated to the final 5, 6 out of 24 people, you really ate down, and you proved to me, because I know obviously I saw a gaming side of you last season, right? But I know Peyton as like this personality, right? And I actually watched you this season be the best of those both worlds, because who knows, like, had you just been the season 3 personality, you might have lived the same story. But you really showed Gamers Paradise the real gaming Peyton, and you ate the fuck up. It was a good winner, literally, regardless. Great winner. And Sharonica, when I hit you up, because I feel like you only play games if like the hosts like contact you. You ain't never reply to shit. So when I messaged you, did I think that you would make it this far?
No.
Oh, no, again, no tea, no shade. I love how I'm like complimenting y'all by like shading. No tea, no shade, but part of me did feel like I loved watching you season 2. You made it far. It was like great, because I was like, okay, my girl made it far. I was able to watch you the whole season. But part of me, I'd be lying if I say like you didn't like stumble and trip over your feet to get there, right? So when you entered this one, the fact that you were social, making the deals, got all those points, like I was seeing sort of just like Peyton, a more refined, gamey, strategic side of you that I didn't get to see full
You
fledged
had
in
never
season
seen
2.
before.
No, I did see it in season 2, but like you even admitted earlier in the season that you didn't take the chart seriously in season 1.
I
All
didn't
right,
understand
2.
what the fuck
Yeah.
was going
So
on.
like, you made it a point to at least attempt and try. And once you figured out the information from people like Zach, what the numbers were, you were able to play with the strategy of the chart. So like, I was able to see less of the character, or like more equal balance of the character Sharonica and the gamer Sharonica. And an 8-1 vote, girl, even the jury saw that. So congratulations,
Thank
and I'm
you.
super proud of you.
Oh man, I thought I dropped the ball here with this speech. I seen y'all faces.
When you
I was
messaged me
like,
that, I was
oh
like,
God,
girl.
I fucked it up.
All right,
I just want
so
to I
sorry,
just
girl.
want
Yeah, I thought
to
you were busy.
I just want to thank you all again. Thank you, viewers, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the season. Gamers will be on a bit of a hiatus until either later this year or next year. So we do have other bigger things in store that is next for us. But more on that to come. But congratulations once again, Sharonica, and congratulations, Peyton. But viewers, that's all we have for you. Loungers, you'll stay around. We have a reunion and some awards to hand out. So thank you all.
Love y'all. Thank you, gamers. Thank you, viewers. See ya next season.